M16 dropping bombs on your ass. They won't send a
Have you,
drone for you.
have you, as we wrap up, just quick question.
Yeah.
Have you seen the story that came out a few months ago about the Sarajevo uh, 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 sniper tourism, whatever they called it? Rich people would pay a lot of money during the war
Okay.
to
All
go.
right.
Did you see that? Is it true?
Well, you're talking about during the 1993 war.
Yeah.
Well, full disclosure, I was up just because I speak Arabic. At my rank, my job was to manage intelligence resources in the Adriatic. And I spent an enormous amount of time in the Adriatic working in and around Bosnia and Croatia. In fact, I went to Croatia when it was part of Yugoslavia. I went to Dubrovnik in 1985 when it
Jeez.
was Yugoslavia,
Everywhere.
and then got to watch Dubrovnik get leveled during the Serbian War. Um, One of these days, if we ever have a show about my memoir, which comes out next year, I tried to kill Ratko Mladic. We knew where his headquarters was, and we knew he was going to be in there, and we were going to Yamamoto his ass, right? We were going to get him in the headquarters and resolve our issues. But that guy surrounded the Bosnian Serb army and the Bosnian Serb militias, or the Serbian army and the Bosnian Serb militias surrounded Sarajevo. And it's weird because I had been to Sarajevo during the period of the Winter Olympics, where their Wolfie, their Olympic mascot, was all over Sarajevo. And I come back, and in 1991, 1992 is when I went to Bosnia, was doing operations in the Adriatic. 92, 93. Yeah, the Serbs had set up trenches all around the edges of the city, and they could actually shoot artillery into downtown. Snipers were maneuvering into downtown. Particularly, there's a famous case where the French forces that were put in there to act as a neutral security force, Serbs didn't give two fucks about them. But they were in downtown. And at this one intersection, these guys were using 20 millimeter rifles, right, or machine guns to shoot a mile, right? To shoot what is that, 2.5 kilometers into town. And they were famous for sniping. The snipers, what do they call that area? Not Sniper's Alley. It might have been
Sniper
Sniper's
Valley,
Alley.
I think. Sniper
Yeah.
Valley, Sniper Alley.
And
Something
it
like that.
it was a steep area that looked right into the center of town. And there's a famous case where the French army are right next to this armored personnel carrier. And this little boy is talking to them, and they're giving them candy and stuff. And they shoot that child right through the head. Right. And there's a photograph, a famous photojournalist was there, where the French are all weapons up, and the child's laying there with his brains out all over the ground. And that was a time where I believe that there were probably Russians, people out there who had money, but the only way you could go there was if you went on the Serb side in the Bosnian Serbian army, the
But
Army
you
Republic of
think that
Srpska.
some wealthy people paid money just to go there and snipe? You think that
No, to
happened?
go there and see it, because you had to get through the trenches.
But the report saying that the report came out a few months ago. I can't remember who was behind it, which publication, was that they were sniping. They would pay money to be able to snipe, and then I think an investigation was launched after the report came out. So maybe you haven't seen it, but do you think
I'd like to see a list. I would like to see a list of those. I mean, you never know. Rich people suck. Okay, let's just be honest about some things, right? I don't mind people who having money, but when you get to that point in life where I quick short story before we end. When I went through bodyguard school, in after I got out of the military, and I was managing bodyguards in Baghdad. But prior to that, I went to a bodyguard school in Tennessee, Mississippi. The instructor was a former New Zealand SAS guy, great guy. But he used to be the chief bodyguard for a multi-billionaire in the United States. And he said, you know why I'm not a bodyguard? Why I couldn't be a BG leader? That's what he called it. And he was like, no, why? He goes, because those people don't understand the value of money. They just abuse it. And the stories he would tell, like his wife had $100,000 a month shopping budget, right, for clothes. She wouldn't buy one piece of clothing. She would buy one, and then it would be delivered to 7 locations around the world at all their residences.
Oh my God.
And he was like, rich people don't understand money. They use it, they abuse it. Their kids are spoiled brat. And you know what he did? This guy was making very high, almost 7 figures, and he quit. He's like, fuck it. I'd rather shoot guns in Mississippi and train people not to work for assholes like this. And it worked. When I got to Iraq, I had 250 British bodyguards. I had 200 Iraqi bodyguards. Fired the British. Those guys just didn't appreciate the money they were getting. And the Iraqis, we trained them from the bottom up, world class, because their children. I got 2 kids named Malik, named after me, right? From my bodyguards appreciating that we gave them life skills. But money, when money comes into it, you get to that, I'm going to buy a fucking Albanian island bullshit. You see what's happening. The people just destroyed the site.
I want to read this story quickly as we wrap. Sarajevo Safari, the allegations gained major attention in late 2025 and again in 2026. The claim is that during the 92-96 siege of man, it lasted 4 years. I forgot.
Yeah.
4-year siege of Sarajevo. 4 fucking years. Wealthy foreigners allegedly paid large sums. Reports mentioned 80 to 100,000 pounds. Euros in today's money, to join Bosnian Serb sniper positions and shoot at civilians for sport. The allegations were popularized by the 2022 documentary Sarajevo Safari and later prompted investigations in Italy, Bosnia, Austria, and other countries. A few months ago, prosecutors in Milan opened a formal investigation into alleged Italian participants, and several European media outlets reported on it extensively. Some suspects are being investigated, but many of the allegations remain unproven and are still under investigation.
And how are you going to do it unless you got a video of those guys on a weapon system? Hey, again, full disclosure, I was a designated marksman, reconnaissance sniper with the Ukrainian army, right? I ran an M14, accuratized M14 rifle with a thermal ATN thermal imaging scope. My job was to shoot everything between 0 and 800 meters. The guy on the Barrett MRAD was to shoot everything from 800 meters out to 1.5 kilometers. We wouldn't ever, ever, ever allow a civilian anywhere near our weapon systems, ever, right? We don't allow anyone who wasn't authorized in the Legion to even be there. Every once in a while, we'd go through, they would say, hey, we want to see if anybody wants to be a spotter. And the spotter would have to lay on the rifle, and we give you 5-10 rounds, see if you're, have the ability to fire. Ukraine sniper ammo is rare and it's expensive, right? Sometimes up to $15 a round for 3.75 Shytac ammo. So to imagine someone, no one's ever coming to Ukraine for that stupid shit. Because one, the drones will eat you. Snipers can't shoot now. Unless you stumble into a GUR ambush that's near or behind enemy lines, a drone will eat you. Period. Done. Finished. So there won't be any drone sniper safari. But you can't tell me that dumbass Andrew Tate and his fuckwad brother who went to Russia to ride around and fuck the one remaining Russian T-72 the Ukrainians haven't destroyed, and to sit there and fire AK-47 ammunition, right? Bring them bitches down to Zaporizhia. See how long their fucking brand of tourism would last. Kirill Budanov would have a special task force for their ass, and some little old lady that is as their top agent in Donetsk, right, would find them, track them, and they would be eating drones the next morning. That's not a joke. That shit can't happen in our modern world, but on the Russian side, it could happen. You could imagine the Tates being taken down and saying, hey, we're going to let you bombard some little old lady in fucking Kherson. Where money is involved, people suck. Period. Done.